All right. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, I apologize if my microphone is too loud. My shit just, I don't know what it is. It's the perfect sound, and then it's too loud. So I don't know if maybe because my mic is too close or whatever the case may be. But welcome to Wicked Observations with Minx. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. What could you possibly want to talk about at 1:37 a.m. in the morning? Well, on the screen, we have my beautiful, beautiful forum called called Cryptic Kingdom. And Cryptic Kingdom was created because I'm tired of the algorithm gods. I recently just had my TikTok reinstated. For whatever reason, they were like, bruh. They just did not like the things I was posting. I guess you can say that I am a quote unquote, even though I highly disagree, a conspiracy theorist. I don't consider myself a conspiracy theorist. I consider myself a person that questions shit. And if you don't agree with the questions that I have, then oh well, that's a you problem. But we're going to talk about some stuff that I came across. And it's not going to be a long episode. Okay. So I was reading the news. Was a little bit agitated earlier based off of a tweet, which I'm not going to put up on the screen because I blocked Sonny Digital. Blocked him. I don't need that kind of energy in my life. Tearing down another person instead of asking valid questions about how the industry is designed. You wanted to pretty much make it sound like this artist literally bought her following, which we all know y'all all buy your following. You all buy your following, right? And if you don't buy your following, you hired a social media management team, and they try to make it look like they were working, right? So the way that they do that is that they bot your followers to make it look like, hey, I'm working. You see me working? And what happens? The album sales don't reflect on the quote unquote following in which Sonny Digital critiqued. He brought it up. Why is this part of Wicked Observations? Well, it is because, again, people are not observing. I actually want to bring up that article. People are not observing, how the industry is working. This is the machine, and you guys are not, or I'm not going to say you're not aware. You choose not to care about the machine and how it works. She only sold 2,000 albums. That's a good, you talk about $9.99 times 2,000. That's a good penny, 19K. So, he's saying he didn't mention her, right? But we all know he's talking about her. This is the thing that these toxic males do. You guys, you don't say it with your chest. You gossip. Which is a feminine trait to me. It's a feminine trait. Say it with your chest. Because you didn't say anything about the baby, but you want to talk about the artists that are actually relevant.
Bruh.
Because I have not heard a Sonny Digital beat tag in God knows how long. And I'm not belittling him, but you did belittle Sawadi or Saweetie. So Sonny Digital took to Twitter on Friday to share a series of tweets talking about an artist's fame on social media not being parallel to their success with the respect to sales. Yeah, kind of like you. So, again, bots. We're talking about bot culture, where artists, mainstream, or like I call them, lamestream musicians, for some reason, all need to be compared to Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, the usual pitting women against one another. Again, Sonny Digital, where is your last hit? Because, you have well over 300,000 followers on Twitter alone. And the last news that we heard from you were that you were doing podcast appearances.
Bruh.
I'm not saying that that's anything wrong. But, Saweetie's fans have a right to get defensive. Right? You had some of them saying that they didn't even know she was coming out with an album. Who do you blame? Who do you blame at that point? Sonny Digital, thank you so much. Get back in the booth. Make some beats. Do your thing. Worry about you. Worry about you. And yes, as a woman, I'm going to stand up and defend women because that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to allow males to drag, right? Because again, this is the culture of males today that want to insert themselves into grown people's business. I'm like, if you have a problem with Saweetie and the fact that she only sold 2,000 records, why don't you give your expertise as a producer and help a sister out if you're really that concerned? Because like I said earlier, y'all are not checking for female rappers. You're not checking for conscious female rappers. You're not checking for female producers. All y'all do is sit around and complain and talk about whose daddy was in their life and who, just the
Bruh.
usual, the usual. So if you're not going to help this woman, if you're not going to help her following reflect her music, then I would suggest that you go back, you go work on some music, you present some material. Tweets, again, you celebrities, for some strange reason, you forget that we didn't make you relevant. You didn't blow up off of tweets. You blew up because you had a talent. It's time to get back in the booth. It's time to get back to work. We don't care about your hot takes. We care about the hits. Where are the hits? There are no hits. Okay, speaking of my main reason for coming on today, if you head over to Cryptic Kingdom, I just put a very interesting article in here. And this is from Music Business Worldwide. Okay. The title is Over 1,000 Songs with Human Mimicking AI Vocals Have Been Released by Tencent Music in China. One of them has 100 million streams. 100 million. 100 million streams, bruh. I want to read this clearly so that you guys can see exactly what I'm going to get at. So it says the use of artificial intelligence created music has just moved up a gear. We're not talking about AI and mere instrumental music production, but the use of machine learning to actually mimic and even recreate human vocals, rendering the need for a real singer to be obsolete. Music Business Worldwide first explored this topic last March, in which we analyzed the long-term implications, HYBE's investment into and subsequent the acquisition of a Korean-based artificial intelligence company called Supertone, which claims that its AI tech can create a hyper-realistic and expressive voice not distinguishable from real humans. Now over in China, things have reached to the next level. Tencent Music Entertainment says that it's created and released over 1,000 tracks containing vocals created by AI tech that mimics the human voice. And get this, one of these tracks have already surpassed 100 million streams. Now, I'm not going to read the entire article because I know you guys can read for yourself. But I wanted to actually scroll down to this part. They're saying that they use this technology to pay tribute to Anita Mui, I hope I said that right, by creating AI code based on her voice for a new track. Well, the only problem with that is that she is deceased.
Bruh.
She is no longer with us, has left this plane, and is on the astrals, chilling. They also confirmed that today, which was November the 15th, in addition to paying tribute to the vocals of dead artists via the Lingyin engine, it has also created an AI singer lineup with the voices of trending and currently active stars such as Yang Chioi, among others. Now, this is what my problem is, y'all. I have been saying for a while now that I strongly believe that a lot of our faves have already left the building, whether they have left it on a physical level or they are in a prisoner level. But it kind of makes you think about one person that I have been talking about for a few months, and that is Britney Spears. Right? They recently came out with this record called Hold Me Closer, which a lot of people were saying, like, respectfully, you know, what the fuck is this? Her voice sounded completely digitally altered. And I'm saying that if they are using this technology for individuals that have passed on and obviously people that are still here, what makes anybody believe that these celebrities are still around? Oh no, the conspiracy shit. Oh my God. What makes anybody believe that these celebrities are still with us? The fact that Britney Spears has not been seen publicly, has not been live, right? Everything on the internet can be fabricated and fucked with. That's my first curse for today. Because you know, when I start getting in my feels, I take it there. Why in the hell is Britney Spears? Why wasn't she even in the process of promoting this record? This is an old picture. We've discussed this before. Why are you using photoshopped images next to Elton John when Elton John has totally been seen on Apple Music One with Joni Mitchell? At some point, people are going to have to wake up and smell the coffee. Not only are these celebrities worth more dead than they are alive, They can totally be put to the side and they can live their quiet lives as AI technology is creating new music, and as well as just using reface app technology to take their face and put it on other people's bodies. This is not a phenomenon. This is scary. This is creepy. And this is deceiving to people that are fans. We don't want AI versions of these people, and when they pass away, I'm sorry. It is not your job as the music industry to continue to make money off of people that are deceased. This is why a lot of us have decided to just stay independent, because you are making money off of people when they have been long gone. And not only that, you're taking out life insurance policies on these artists so that when they get rubbed out of the game, you are making money off of them. This has absolutely nothing to do with talent anymore. This has nothing to do with talent. This has to do with the fact that you guys are trying to see an end game off of monetizing off of an image. Why does a bot have over 100 million streams when you have little people like myself and other independent artists who are just trying to make an honest living off of our music? So now, not only is our competition people from our city, people from our state, people from our country, we now have to battle artificial forces of what y'all consider a phenomenon. It makes me as an artist not even want to compete. It makes me not even want to participate at this point, because you don't know if an artist is real. It's bad enough you had these artists that could not sing, hold a note, including myself at times, where we needed to have a little bit of help from Melodyne or a little bit of help from Autotune. We have now gone from sounding like fucking robots to now robots wanting to sound like us. Again, Johnny Five is spitting bars, honey. Johnny Five is spitting bars. And not only that, you're having these songs being uploaded to the same platforms that artists are being told that you cannot be taken seriously unless you have Spotify. You cannot be taken seriously unless your music is on Apple. Well, these motherfuckers are on these apps, second curse, just like us. So you're going to do a Spotify Unwrapped. Why even participate at this point? These people are stealing from the pot. Stealing from the pot. We have a right to know if an artist that we are listening to is a human fucking being. At this point, y'all gonna have to do something. Which even makes me, a little bit, I was saying it a couple of weeks ago. I know, not a couple of weeks, a couple of days ago. I'm wondering, like Chris Brown, for instance. Chris Brown. Are we even sure that he's alive? Are we sure that he's not locked up somewhere? Because my question is, how in the hell do you have someone that is consistently pumping out music, and the song that is viral now, has been viral, is a song under the influence that came out years ago? Why all of a sudden you guys are pushing this? At this point, there needs to be a level of transparency. And some people say, Minx, why would you even say that? Why would you even bring up Chris Brown? Well, he was unable to do a Michael Jackson tribute out of fucking nowhere? Do people not realize that there are contracts in place? You don't just show up to the AMAs and say, I'm ready to perform. You don't do that. Now let's read this. Real reason why Chris Brown's Michael Jackson tribute was scrapped at the last minute. It says, Matthew Belloni, a former Hollywood Reporter editor and a current author at Puck News, and mind you, this is from Monsters and Critics, says that he knows the real reason why Chris's AMA tribute performance was canceled. And he's saying that producers had been in cahoots for weeks working on the planned performance, which would have given Chris a chance to redeem himself after complaining that he has been shadow banned in Hollywood. He said in an article that he contacted the higher-ups at Disney and ABC, explaining how he thought that the prospect of a convicted domestic abuser feting an alleged child molester wasn't a good look. You guys have some fucking nerve. I don't believe that that was the reason. I believe that they needed to have a new talking point because of this Balenciaga bullshit. They were like, we got to use you one more time, bruh. I'm sorry. Got to use you one more time. Because, you know, this thing is too hot. Too many people are talking about it. We got to give them something else to talk about. And that's why I believe he's probably like, you know, all right, one more. What's one more, right? When were y'all talking about Michael Jackson in this light? When? What aggravates me about Michael Jackson and Chris Brown, both in the same fashion, Michael being Chris's everything, his inspiration. The way that I look at it is this. This is all distractions, right? Nobody was talking about Michael. Nobody was bringing up child molestation. Nope, nobody was doing that. Please show the public where the fuck he was convicted at. Michael was never convicted. R. Kelly was. And y'all still play this motherfucker like it is 1999. Convicted domestic abuser. Again, this had to go through several checks. Why would Ciara even be involved with practicing the moves? Y'all told this man that he can go on. And the fact that you guys waited the last minute, again, Chris Brown, if you are still with us, if you are not locked up somewhere, if you are not deceased, you need to sue the holy living shit out of these people for not only wasting your time, but for dragging you through the mud for one last time. And I know what people are going to say. Oh my God, Minx, are you serious? Listen, as a person that has had history, personal history, I will tell you from my own mouth that even with my history, I do believe that you cannot continue to drag someone if they have an opportunity to change. And I think that whatever Carucci situation with him, it makes me sad. It really does. It saddens me. But again, we were not there. And yes, there was an order of protection placed against Chris for life. Yes, but we were not there. And in my defense, as a person that has been a victim of that a long, long, long time ago, I will tell you that the man should have been told prior don't even put on your tap shoes. Don't even put on your tap dancing shoes. You're not doing this. Which leads me to believe that once again, this is about distraction. You're using Michael's name. You're using Chris's name. You're dragging them both through the mud because people are asking too many questions about this Balenciaga shit. Now, had that Balenciaga shit, if that 1, 2, 3 people that didn't notice, oh my God, this is weird, they would have had his ass on there. Okay? Mark my words. Now, I don't see anybody dragging Sierra. I don't see one person dragging Sierra. Why would you even prep for that? You know, no one's dragging her. Now, the other part of me is saying to myself that, again, Chris Brown has Instagram, just like Britney Spears has Instagram. They have not been live. They have not addressed the public. I wonder what's going on in Hollywood. It's a shame. And also, one last thing about the Chris Brown thing. I want to also address, nobody is bringing up the fact that this horrific incident between him and his ex occurred when he was 19 years old after a Clive Davis party. Why were you giving minors, I'm going to say under 21 years old, alcoholic beverages? Seems like things seem to go down a lot at a Clive Davis party. I'm just saying.
Bruh.
But it's sad. So when we dig into back to this, the digital shit, the fake shit. The internet is fake. Nothing is real. We are not there. We are not seeing everything. We are not hearing everything. These celebrities are all engulfed in drama and whatever gossip blogs can scrape together as a story. We digest these stories. We're not seeing these people in studios. We're not seeing these people doing work. Everybody, we working. We're not seeing that. We're seeing tweets. We're seeing gossip blogs. We're seeing gossip pages. We're seeing celebrities constantly in headlines for everything other than their talent. And that needs to change. I'm tired of hearing about your recipes. I'm tired of seeing the fact that y'all can't cook. I'm tired of hearing y'all on podcasts. You're supposed to be using a different mic. You're supposed to be singing or rapping on that mic. We're tired of hearing you talk about what your views are about us regular folk. You're not in the same tax bracket as us. We're tired of hearing about what the fuck you think is unfair. We're tired of hearing about your political affiliations, and we are for damn sure tired of you guys trying to push a fucking narrative of a vaccine or lack thereof. We don't care. You want to be part of the distraction? Give us the music for the distraction. We don't care about what the fuck you're doing. We don't care. We don't care. But this right here is scary. That you have AI technology literally creating shit. And I also wanted to point out one thing. Y'all remember September the 3rd? This Corey Patterson dude that stole the plane. Everybody woke up that morning, that Saturday morning, I believe. And he was flying the plane, threatening to fly it into a Walmart or some shit. Right? I did a whole decode on this, which I didn't really like this plane number, N3 342 ER. It just doesn't. You know what the fuck that looks like. I'm just saying. It doesn't look like. I did a whole decode on this, right? But let's scroll down to the recent. This man has died. This was 8 days ago. Corey Patterson. He has died in police custody. That just went over everyone's head. He died in custody 2 months after the fact. And this Balenciaga. But the Balenciaga thing is very important. It's very important. But I guess they thought people were going to be like, oh my God, that's weird. Well, I did. He landed the plane. Nobody was injured. He was taken into custody. He died in custody. That's exactly how the story ended. Yep. He arrived at FDC Miami just 4 days prior under pretrial status, where he was found unresponsive by staff, who immediately began life-saving measures. Did he take his life? Did someone take his life? They're not saying anything. So again, this is something that was brushed under the rug. No one's going to say nothing. It's going to stay quiet. It's going to stay quiet. This is exactly why we have Cryptic Kingdom, because these are the stories that we talk about. Right? So definitely, y'all want to visit minxmafia.discourse.group so you can take a look at some of these articles, especially this one here where they say U.S. hospitals are now prepared to deal with Ebola. We're talking about Ebola again. And yeah, that's the memo. That is the conversation. So if you care, share. If you care, just share. Thank you for tuning in. This is Wicked Observations with Minx.